We were four men into cars. I was sitting as a passenger in the second car. The sun was shining this day and the landscape was very beautiful to look at. Being a Swedish tourist, I was looking out through the car windows as much as possible and talking to the driver. After driving for some time, around PM 3:30 in the afternoon, we got close to the bridge on Morris Valley RD, Weaver Creek RD, by the 12-kilometer sign. Then I saw movement on the left side of the road. I turned my head to the left and saw for what I would estimate to be about 2 to 3 seconds a reddish-brown human-looking figure with an ape-looking head that quickly moved from a trench up towards some trees and then froze. The body was still, but the head was locked to the car, and the face eyes followed the car as the car moved. I had eye contact with that figure, and the eyes was very mean-looking. I got really scared by looking into his eyes. The eyes were very frightening, and he really looked like a killer. He looked intelligent, but he also seemed to be aware of the danger of being seen by a human. He was not relaxed. He was worried. The figure that I saw was clearly a male. No breasts or broad hips or anything like that. I am 6'3" and I think that he was as tall as me. He was thin. He had no big muscles. He did not look like Patty from Bluff Creek. To me, Patty looks like a bipedal gorilla. Told this to Bob Gimlin when I met him in Kennewick in 2017. And he told me that they come in all sort of looks, some more ape-like and some more human-looking. The male that I saw looked more like a mix between an orangutan and a human. He looked like a slender male around 20 to 35 in human age. He had short reddish-brown hair on his body. The best description that I can give of him is that he looked like the reconstructed face on Google pictures of an Australopithecus africanus, but with a higher forehead and less prognatism. 2 days later, on the Wednesday, I came back to the place of my sighting in a rented car. I camped at the nearest campsite and spent 2 days walking around at the place of my sighting, looking for that male Sasquatch and footprints. I was really scared when I did this. I saw footprints in the moss on both sides of the road. That must have been made by the Sasquatch. They were of my size, even though I doubt so they could have been made by a human. I also saw deer prints in the moss on the other side of the road. I got the impression that he might have been tracking a deer. If I had been an experienced tracker, then I would have been able to gather more information. There is a beautiful stream that goes under the bridge freshwater and into Harrison Lake. It is a very calm and beautiful place, but it is private property signs all over, so I realize I was trespassing. I have different reasons I waited to report this sighting. One reason is that I needed time to digest my sighting since it made me so shaken. I needed to think about it and try and find out the motive for his movements and why he had such a strong eye look at me. It was his eyes that scared me. In August 2009, I visited John Green at his home in Harrison Hot Springs to interview him on his research on Sasquatch. One of my questions was where in Canada there are Sasquatch. He answered me, right here on Harrison Lake. There has been several observations here over many years, and he said that Sasquatch live everywhere in Canada, where there is forest, fresh water, and a healthy population of deer. Other encounters. There was a sighting on the other side of the bridge a few years earlier that others had been investigating. And I met a man at the nearby gas station in August 2009 that told me a story when he and his wife smelled something close to their house outside of Harrison Hot Springs. It was a beautiful day around 3:30 p.m. with blue sky, and the sun was shining, and the environment was a dirt road in a forest close to Harrison Lake. Thank you for listening, and hit that like and subscribe button for more encounters.